What's up? It's me, Alex. Y'all know who I am. My amazing viewers know who I am. All probably about six of them. I'm not happy right now. I'm not happy. I just spent the last about 2 hours talking with this guy on Instagram, and I'd make a point. We were talking about objective morality. He said that everything's subjective, pretty much. I responded to a video saying, without mentioning religion, how can you say abortion or how can you say gay marriage is wrong? Without religion, how can you say gay marriage is wrong? And I commented, without religion, everything's subjective. There's no basis for saying that gay marriage is wrong without religion. I mean, there's no basis for saying that Hitler is wrong without religion. It's the whole objective moral argument. It's in C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity. Read all about it. But this guy replied to me and he said, with religion, everything's subjective. And I asked, well, why is that? And this guy was like, well, it's based on that God's morals, that God's what that God believes, right? And I was getting kind of like, okay. I said, okay. I explained my viewpoint on it, and he was like, well, that's just wrong. He was pretty much one of those guys that just kept on saying I was wrong without explaining why, and that's fine. I told him I argued about 2 hours. He just kept calling me dishonest, kept saying the same thing over and over, and I was like, okay, man. I told him some books to read. He's not going to read them. Love the guy. Hope he does well in life. Never met him. Hopefully never will. Hope he does well though. Yeah, but it's not the reason I'm making this video. Just wanted to say that. I'm very frustrated about that. It's objective morality. What we're talking about is kind of going to be like about objective morality, sort of. We're going to be talking about that Euthyphro dilemma. It's in this great book. This is the Dialogues of Socrates. You might have heard about this one. The Euthyphro dialogue is in there. And in this dialogue, uh, Euthyphro, Euthyphro asks Socrates, is the pious because it is loved by the gods, or is the pious loved by the gods because it is pious? Pretty much just asking, is what is good loved by the gods because it is good? They good is outside of their bounds, or is what is good what good, what the gods say is good? What is the good? What the gods hold true to be good, subjectively in their own opinion? And that's of course a polytheistic argument. The whole dilemma is polytheistic. Socrates was a polytheist. Euthyphro was a polytheist. They believed in the Hellenistic gods, whatnot. And but it's morphed into new, like it's still a big theological thing. Um, More so now, not the pies. More so, is what is good because it is, or sorry, because I was getting back to is it is what God says is good, or is what is good proclaimed to be good by God because it is good. Pretty much making the same argument, just in a monotheistic and a Christian um, setting. Is what is good because God says it's good? Does He create what's good and evil? Does He create either of those? Or is what is good is what God says is good? Does He say it because it's good? Does He act on some outside of His realm, good and evil? And you make arguments for both ways. Can't really know. I mean, I don't think there's a straight up way that you can prove either of these. It's one of those things that gets down to eternality. Pretty much everything that you can't solve is all due to eternality. I mean, salvation, predestination, same thing. um, why we're here, meaning, heaven, hell, it's all eternality. Um, I said, you know what I should talk, you know what, my next video is gonna be about inexcusability. Probably one of the most important parts, totally off topic, inexcusability. I want to talk about that next. Getting back to this argument though, I would make the argument though, this is a false dilemma. A dilemma would mean one or the other has to be true. Have some, you can't have both. You can't have a two-way escalator, you know? It would be saying both. This is great stuff. Bag bomb, by the way. Love that stuff. Let me know if you like the face cam too. Love the face cam. But I would say that it can be both, you know? Because God, ooh, God is perfectly good, correct? But God is, or and, not but, and God is the eternal creator of all, right? God does not go up to things and say, murder, that's bad. We're not going to do murder. Oh, speeding, that's fine. We're going to do that. That's good. Both of them probably would say they're bad, but he doesn't go up and say, hey, that's good, that's bad, that's good, that's bad, because I think it's good and bad. He doesn't go up and say that, which is kind of what that says. He doesn't decide what's good and bad because blah 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 blah. But he's perfectly good. God is what is good. What is good is God. He did not create it. It is him, right? But he also is not is not outside of him. It is not some other good and evil. Oh, he goes to these to say what's good and evil. You know what I'm saying? It's not a it's not one or the other. It's both in a sense. He is what is good. He always does what is good. He says what is good, not because he decides what is good, but because he is what is good. It's kind of weird. Like it's kind of like how can I make an example? Pretend or I'm a boy. Let's see. Let me think. Would this be a good one? I'm a boy because I'm a boy. Or no, this is stupid. This is a stupid thing. Um, let's just go back to the whole God. I'm not gonna try to make a stupid analogy. Um, so because God is what is good, and He is also always does what is good, He is not subject to some outside good and evil, which the second one talks about. But He says what is good too. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going crazy. Um,